Welcome to another edition of Capital Area Chats. I'm your host, Paul Brogan, and we're about all things in the greater Concord region, the people, places, and things that make this an amazing place to live, to work, and to play. Now, today's show is about Christmas. And you may be scratching your head and saying, it's a little bit soon for that, isn't it? And I would remind you that Hallmark begins showing their Christmas movies on October the 21st. And we are going to talk about the Concord Christmas Parade, which is coming up in a matter of weeks, and the Concord tree lighting in front of the State House, which has become an annual tradition. So my guest today to share all of this is someone who's in the know about all of that, Brian Blackden. Welcome, Brian.
Pleased to be here.
It's great to have you. And for anyone who doesn't know, Brian is about all things Concord, really. I mean, you have ties to the community that go way back. You have a passion for the area. You used to work with Dick Patton on his Around Town show, because I had the privilege of being on there a number of times and working with you too and seeing your expertise. And you also took over, worked with Dick a couple of years ago on the tree lighting and the parade. And unfortunately, we lost Dick about a year and a half ago. But we were talking before the show aired, and I'm blown away by some of the things that are going on this year with this. And before I forget, I will note that the Christmas parade is on Saturday, the 19th of November at
9:30.
9:30, okay.
9:30 it takes off.
And that anywhere along Loudon Road,
down Canterbury.
Phenomenal vantage point for
the best place is actually the receiving booth is right across from Sherwin-Williams.
Oh,
and that's where they do all the performances. So that's actually, if you want to see a performance, dance studios or singing or anything, it's right there.
Oh, that's great to know. Absolutely. And the parade is 1.5 miles long, I think
it's
you were saying?
1.1 miles, but the actual parade floats are about 1.5 miles.
Wow, that's incredible. And I would say that anybody who has never been or said, oh, it's just a parade, it's not just a parade.
Not to the 5,000 or 6,000 people that go.
And last year was probably one of the best I've ever seen.
It's actually been the largest we've ever had.
So that is, and we will get into more detail about that. And then the following Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, Friday the 25th of November, is the annual tree lighting in front of the State House. And it's more than just a tree lighting, but it takes place from 4 to 7 p.m. And it's free, as is the parade. And we will get into that in a few minutes too, to talk about what is going on with that, because it is about far more than just lighting a tree.
Absolutely.
And it includes what I think is the best fireworks display of the year. And I don't mean any offense to the great 4th of July celebration. And maybe it's because it's often chilly and cold, and the fireworks just seem to sort of warm your heart
and
more.
It lights up in the sky.
It does.
In the cold.
And that cold, late November sky. And they just seem to linger up there before they, dissipate and everything. But you took over for Dick after working with him on the first one. And have there been challenges that you faced that you didn't know really as you went into it?
We had my first year coming on board in 2019. We actually brought a co-sponsor on, which was the Fraternal Order of Eagles. And that year we actually had a lot of sleigh repairs to fix in the reindeer. I actually had all the reindeer in my kitchen so they could be repainted for way too long. And we had to repaint the sleigh and actually do the welding on the skis for his safety when he was in it, because it had been around. I believe Dick's family made it 40 years ago or so.
Wow.
So it's been, it's a 40-year-old sleigh.
so it needed a few. Now, are you also responsible for the creche, the manger?
No, that's actually the Grange and the Knights of Columbus.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
a
right.
joint venture through those two entities.
Okay. Because I remember Dick saying a few years ago they were having to do work on the
Yes.
structure
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, they
coming
did a
up.
lot of work on it, but the Knights really take care of that well.
They do, okay.
And the Grange is, of course, involved with it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's sponsored by both.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So with the parade, you seek sponsors, of course, to help to support it.
Right.
And is that something that you began 6 or 8 months before the parade? Or?
We usually, the Grange master, who is also the treasurer of the parade and the tree lighting, Deb Patton, sends out letters in mid-September to everybody that's involved in the Concord Chamber and in the area businesses looking for sponsors. And one of our best sponsors is the co-sponsor of the parade, and they're gracious financially, is the Fraternal Order of Eagles, and they're also a charity. So when I brought them on board in 2019, they ended up putting a float in, and they help and support. We split the cost for the sleigh protecting trailer with the Grange, and lettered it up, so I drive it around town for a few weeks before the parade for advertising and so forth.
Now, the Fraternal Order of Eagles, they're on South Main Street,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Right
just-
across from Gibson's.
Okay. And for anyone who doesn't know, is that an organization that you seek to become a member of, or do they solicit and invite you to join?
If somebody wants to be a member, they just have to find an Eagle and ask them.
And ask, okay.
And it's an initiation process, a background check and so forth to get in. But it's a national organization, and they actually, on the national level, we sponsor NASCAR team.
Really?
So,
Okay.
you know, it's interesting on a national level
Yes.
that we do that, because a lot of people don't realize that. So hopefully this year we've made arrangements in the works anyway, to try to have one of the race teams out in front of the Eagles for an autograph session prior to one of the Loudon race this year.
Well, that would be great. That would really be great. Have a lot of people for that. And the Grange, of course, is about a lot more than the misperception people have about it being only members have to be farmers or something, which was maybe the case 100 years ago.
In the 1800s, it was founded as almost like a union for the farmers out west. And out west, it is actually still much of that. But in the east, they've kind of begun more as a charitable organization. And, you know, Easter time, they'll do an outing, clothes for the children in the area that don't have any dictionaries in the schools.
I remember when they were doing that.
Yeah, a lot of that. But in the West, the Grange is still very active. And I know I get picked on all the time that when watching my Westerns, they always mention the Grange dance on Saturday night.
Yes, exactly. Now, to become a member of the Grange, how does one do that? Should someone watching this be interested?
Just find a Grange member, or look up the Grange online on the national level, and they can tell you who to contact locally. And it's an application process and willingness to be a volunteer in the community, really.
And that's what they do
Yes.
at so many levels. And it's non-paid, and I think that's important to note, the number of hours that Grange members give to. I attended a few years ago several of their meetings for various reasons. My mom received an award from the Grange, and I was very impressed with the level of commitment that everyone was very focused on, and the discussion during the meeting as to the various activities that they were endeavoring to undertake to make the area, you know, a much better place to live. And I thought it was really interesting and rather eye-opening for me, because again, I had the misperception before I got to know Dick that, oh, the Grange, that's, you know, you need to own a farm or something to be involved with that. And not realizing that, you know, they have been the resource that kept our parade going for so many years. This is the 71st year.
71st.
And we were talking before, and you mentioned the JCs had started the
Correct.
parade, and that was when it was held on Main Street in Concord. And then the Grange took over and did an admirable job of maintaining and expanding on, much as you said, you know, this year could be the biggest yet.
Well, I try to test myself and make the next year better every
Yes,
year.
yes.
And last year we had a lot of firsts. We had a helicopter in the parade on a float, and that was a big deal to a lot of the kids. This year we're hoping to actually have Santa fly to his float on a helicopter over the parade route this year, if we can get that done. So
would be
I
amazing.
always testing myself to make it better every year, which is difficult.
Yes, yeah, but leave it to Santa to make an entrance. That would be something kids would be talking about until next year, and then saying, is he going to do it again? Because it would be such an impressive, and one of those things people will capture on film and say, my God, look at that. We don't have that in our town. Concord is lucky, you know, to have something
We're
like
one of the few areas that never shut down during COVID. We held our parade, and we held the tree lighting during COVID, and we were one of the only in the nation, really, that still did that.
It did that.
And the parade has only been stopped once in 71 years due
Really?
to weather, and that was the reason. But COVID didn't stop us, and we have 5,000 to 6,000 people on the parade route, and not one complaint about COVID all during that.
That's great. That really is great. So, and it's a tradition. It's part of the community, and there are not a great many communities in New Hampshire that have a holiday parade, are there?
Now, I know Wolfboro does, Manchester does. I'm not familiar with too many more.
No, neither am I, because I know people that come from surrounding towns.
I had people from Kittery, Maine asking for directions last year to the parade.
Wow.
So that was eye-opening.
Yes, that's gratifying too, to know that people will come from a distance. But it's, who doesn't love a parade? I mean, truly, it's you know, who are some of your supporters this year for the parade? Beyond the Grange and the Eagles.
I have to say Matt Brown's Towing out of Bow. They give us the flatbed for the receiving booth. They give us the trailer for the Santa float, and they put in 5 or 6 of their tractor trailer sized tow trucks in the parade. So they're one of our other big giving sponsors.
Yes.
And of course we have the Kiwanis Club. We have the Rotaries that join in, and they're all charities. So if the charities all stick together, you know, they're in it. We have the Concord High School Band, Merrimack Valley every year, and the New Hampshire Scott Band every year. This year will be a first for the Liquor Commission. They're going to put their command vehicle in the Public Safety Division.
Great.
So I'm trying to expand the base.
Yes.
And last year, for the first time, the State Department of Corrections actually joined the parade with their honor guard. We do have the Sheriff's Department every year and the County Jail honor guard. So we have an honor guard in front of every division in the parade.
That's wonderful. That really is. Is it too late if somebody wanted to participate in organization or a company or something?
No, we were always looking for help because we have to block off all the streets.
Yes.
All the side streets on Loudon Road with the barricades, and have somebody posted there. And we have people helping at each division of the lineup. And they have to set everybody up in order. So when they go out, everybody follows in the correct order. And people ask days before the parade if they can still get in. And we try to stop about a week before the parade, just logistically to get the lineup going.
Yes.
But we still have people, and we do let them in. We don't say no, but we try to get everybody to get their packets in ahead of time because it makes it easier for us to know where people are going to be.
Exactly. Now, if someone wanted to get in touch with you about this in some way, either volunteering their time or participating in the actual parade, where should they contact you?
The easiest way is to look on Facebook.
Okay.
On the Facebook pages, the
Yes.
2022 Concord NH Christmas Parade.
Okay.
And all my contact information is on there, email, phone number.
Okay.
And the same with the tree lighting.
Okay, is that a separate page
Separate
for the tree
page.
lighting?
It's,
Okay.
it's Concord's tree lighting celebration.
Okay, good. Well, that is good and good to note. So check those out on Facebook if anyone is interested in either volunteering your time to just help with the logistics of it, or an organization or a company that wants to be a part of the parade. It's amazing visibility because not only are 5,000 or 6,000 people on the parade route, but the parade is filmed by Concord TV and is shown dozens of times afterwards on Channel 22. And so it's great visibility for anyone to be a part of something. 71 years, I mean, that speaks so highly about the diligence of everyone through the years maintaining this, and now you stepping into this a couple of years ago and taking it even further ahead.
Yeah.
So.
And we're always looking, obviously, for financial sponsors. And what
Yes.
we do is if you want to financially support, we have different levels of giving, and we make banners up, and they're carried at the beginning of the parade so people know, and the tree lighting as well, so people know who actually helped to put them together. It costs about $13,000 to put on both events. So you know, we have to go out and
Find
get the
it
money
somewhere.
to do it, and we get no municipal funds whatsoever.
No, exactly. That's always been a mistaken notion. Some people think, oh, the city puts the parade on, or the city puts the tree lighting on, and that's not the case.
We actually pay the city. We work with the city great, and they're great to work with.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely fantastic. The support they give us is great. The fire department is outstanding. The police department, just for the parade, it costs about $2,500 for police detail just for the parade. So that's a fixed cost every year that we have to cover. And people don't realize that it's not a freebie from the city. You know, it's officers have to be paid, equipment has to be covered.
So if organizations, companies, or individuals want to donate to help defray the costs, the same information on the Facebook pages, contact, and the information is there about the levels of support.
And they're actually posted on the Facebook pages as well. So they're getting internet information out to people that they're sponsoring the parade or the tree lighting as well. So for the month before the parade and tree lighting, they're getting internet time as far as I'm a supporter of this.
Right. Getting the word out. Great. Now on to the tree lighting, which is beautiful. I mean, it really, it's one of the pivotal places in downtown Concord to go by that tree after it's lit. It just is perfect. And that is an extra, for whom the bells toll.
Well, that was a mistake.
That was Christmas bells, too, it sounded like. That has been expanded this year to 3 hours.
Correct.
And it's about far more than merely lighting the tree. Of course, Santa does come to do that. But there are all kinds of other things there. There are pony rides, is it?
We have wagon rides.
Wagon rides. Okay, that go around the State House building and up.
Yep, around the block.
Yeah,
Capitol
around the block,
Street,
up
Park
Capitol
Street,
and,
North.
up Park and Capitol,
Yeah.
which are wonderful. And again, those are free, aren't they?
Yeah, we ask for a donation to
Yes.
offset the cost because, you know, there's another couple $1,000 every year, you know, that people don't understand.
And you have live music.
We have a DJ that does the parade and the tree lighting.
So, and it just creates a mood. It really,
we actually, on last year's video, when the tree was lit, the DJ actually was taking a video from his phone and caught one of the Concord police officers dancing to the tune that he put on for the tree lighting. It was pretty funny. And that's actually on the webpage.
Oh, okay. I better check that out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Santa comes, and there's all of that, and there's amazing, breathtaking fireworks display afterwards that everyone can go across the street to the legislative parking garage to get this amazing view, because the fireworks come from over on Loudon Road behind, I keep saying King's Department Store. It's not King's Department
like the TJ Maxx post office area in the cornfield.
Yes. And the view from the garage looking over, it's just amazing.
And we actually have a split with Binney Media that they help support that with Atlas Pyrotechnics out of Jaffrey.
Nice.
Binney Media takes the lion's share of the cost of that, but we're still in it.
Yes.
You know,
and that's for the fireworks.
For the fireworks portion.
But you certainly would welcome donations, and certainly toward the tree lighting and the ceremony. And you're going to have food available.
We actually this year, for the first time, we invited the Smoke Shack from Boscawen. He's bringing a food truck and a fried dough and dessert trailer as well.
Nice.
And that's the first time we've done hot food down there. We have Granite State Baptist Church does hot chocolate, the Rotary does hot cider, and this year we'll have hot food available for people.
Nice. So, I mean, it's a great way to spend 3 hours. Plus, you run into all kinds of people you know or don't see very often, and everyone is there for the purpose of having a great time.
The Concord Police, we actually have a Concord Police cruiser parked on the plaza so they can interact with people, and they had a great time last year. Good. We actually, for the first time, had a burn barrel so the kids could cook marshmallows. So we're trying to...
Do you need to bring your own marshmallows?
No,
they're
the
provided.
The Grange gives those out. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So a perfect way. What time does Santa usually arrive?
He usually comes in about 20 minutes before 7 this year. And then the fireworks will go off right around 7 o'clock.
Okay, great.
And the Eagles are going to put a table out, as well as the Grange, with information about the charities, so that if people are interested, they can talk to the representatives.
So there are people there if they had a curiosity or interest in finding out how to become a member, or, you know, that's great. So it's a community building, as well as just an experience for everyone to enjoy.
It is a lot of networking, and Binney Media sets up every year, and we had people as far away as Connecticut last year come up with, you know, with their motorhome and set up a project on the plaza.
Nice, that's nice. That really is. And at that point, downtown Concord, the lights are on the poles and everything like that night. And this is a week before Midnight Merriment.
Correct.
So it's not, you know, a crowd there for that. It's a week before, but it's the day after Thanksgiving, and it just has a way of further putting you into the Christmas spirit that you got into the Saturday before with the parade.
Yeah.
So. Well, it sounds like I think everyone should check out the Facebook pages that you referred to and see more details about it, but also to find out how they can maybe give a little bit of their time and expertise or whatever to helping out in any way that you can find the need for them, or just to show up and have a great time and participate in a tradition that really makes our community special for so many.
Yeah. And like I said, the Concord Fire Department leads the parade every year, and we give awards for performances, which is a new item.
Now, who are the judges?
The judges actually live in Pittsfield, and they've been the judges for years, and they go around prior to the parade, and they judge all the floats, and then the performances are judged at the receiving
as they
at the
happen
receiving station,
there. And that's by Sherwin-Williams,
right across from diagonally across from Friendly's.
Okay, so that's a perfect locale for people to see the performances. And if for any reason you don't, they will be part of what is filmed by Concord TV, and you can then watch it if you are not able to be that close to it when it's broadcast on Channel 22.
And what I do is I actually put the TV link up on that year's parade page, and it's been up since 2019, so every parade has been...
Is there.
The parade site is still there for every year since 19.
So someone can check out and find out what all the fuss is about. So to reiterate, the parade is on November 19th, Saturday, starting at 9:30 in the morning on Loudon Road. And the tree lighting is Friday, November 25th from 4 to 7 in front of the State House.
Correct.
And we're out of time, unfortunately, but Brian Blackden, thank you so much for coming in. It's
you.
Great just to see you, but it's even better to hear about all of this, because thank you for helping to keep this going and keeping it alive for all of us.
That's what the Grange and the Eagles about to do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Thank you to all my viewers. This is Paul Brogan, your host for Capital Area Chats, thanking my guest, Brian, thanking Matt, who's behind the scenes and is just amazing, and I've come to rely on him, and he always comes through brilliantly. And thanks to Concord TV, and I'll see you again soon on another edition of Capital Area Chats. Thank you.